What's going on, people? GirIs here, back with another video. Make sure you go and subscribe to GirIs live streams too. That is my live streaming channel. That's where I live stream at. Y'all need to be over there. People are missing shows. They're talking about it's because of YouTube notifications. No, it's because YouTube didn't go over there and subscribe. Okay? Stop blaming YouTube notifications. Go over there and subscribe. I promote the link in every video. If you're not over there, it's because you're too lazy. Okay? We don't need lazy people around here. But anyway, this video is going to be about a NFL running back by the name of CJ Anderson. He just performed in the Super Bowl with the Rams. Did not go the way that they wanted it to. All right. You see, he's more effective when the team is ahead. You know, he could come in there and be that power running back. And that's what made him effective in the playoffs for the Rams. Well, he's in a situation right now with this wannabe up and coming IG model. She's one of these, she's in between thick and BBW. She's like in the middle a bit because she's a little chubby, but she ain't fat. You know, she's thick. Y'all know how y'all like your white girls. You know, you call them pogs. She would kind of fit in that category. Okay, she one of them. Okay, tattooed up. Apparently, he hit her up on Instagram, and she was very happy. The reason why I say that is because she ended up spilling the beans on this particular interaction to the Daily Mail. She even gave them an exclusive interview. Okay. This is what I mean about clout chasing. This is the definition of clout chasing. You were having private conversations with this guy. I think this is all the way back in September. And they were flirting. I guess she thought that he would try to make her his girlfriend. Now, mind you, this chick lives in Montana, okay? And she even said in the messages that the dudes there think she's too fat. Which she means the white dudes there think she's too fat, so they're not checking for her like that. And he also asked her in the messages that I read that he said that he felt like she looked it good. He didn't see her total body. He just seen nothing but ass shots. Yeah, he asked her about her always posting pictures of her, you know, backside. You know, a lot of chicks do that. And I think it came off, according to her, as if he wanted to see more of her. He wanted to see if she was big or fat. You know, he wanted to see that stomach. He wanted to see if she had a gut. Now, I will say this about CJ Anderson. CJ Anderson has a bit of a pudginess to him, too. You know, he's not the fittest guy. You know, so, you know, Daily Mail made the choice to post up a pic about, you know, showing him in his gut, even though he's a running back, but he's a power running back. He's not a speed guy. So his strength as a running back is a move forward. And the thing is, he was unemployed before they signed him. So I believe he may have put on some weight while he was waiting to be signed, you know? And I will say this though, if you're not a guy who's in good shape, you can't be out here pointing the finger telling women to get in shape. I'm sorry. And looking at this article and her speaking on this in her posts, she sent all the posts that they sent to each other. Like, she sent all the messages that they had towards each other to Daily Mail. And I'm reading these messages, and it's flirtatious. He wants to see her body. He don't want to date he basically said he don't do fat chicks. That's what he said. And again, if you're not in shape, you can't be telling chicks to get in shape. I'm sorry. Like, if I'm big, I can't tell I can't tell a big girl to get in shape. Now, I can choose to date smaller women, but I can't be telling you to get in shape if I ain't in shape. Okay? That's one thing. And I think that was the crux of this particular article, was that he basically stopped dealing with her because of her size. But she then says it's because he wanted to fly her out. She didn't want to get flown out, and that's why he stopped talking to her. So which one is it? Did he stop talking to you because you were fat? You had and by looking at her, I want you to understand, by looking at her, she's not fat. she's in between what you would call one of these pogs, if you know what that is, and she's in between BBW. She's a little in between. She's a lean big, if y'all understand me. She's not fat, but she's not skinny or slim. You know, she looked like she could have put on weight over the years from high school to now. Like if she was to do a 10-year challenge, she probably would have looked slimmer. You know, she got a little bit of a waist on her and a little bit of a stomach, but everything else is sort of, you know, she's just curvy. She's a curvy white girl. Okay. She's a curvy white girl. And where she's from, a lot of them dudes, and it's a majority, you know, white state, you know, Montana. Nobody there but, you know, whites and, you know, maybe some Native Americans and a couple black people who probably moved there for employment. They're not really checking for her like that. So she even told him that she's on social media to get attention, to grow her social media platform, which is why she ran to the Daily Mail in order to speak on a conversation she had with this dude months ago. Why? Because he's in the Super Bowl. Okay? That is why she's speaking on this now. And the Daily Mail, because they're so dirty, they're putting information out about him and his girlfriend. They're putting pictures out. Now, again, we don't know if he was with this said girlfriend when he DM'd this other chick. We don't know if they were together. Now, he is scheduled to have a child with this woman. Okay? But they could have been on and off, on and off. They're going off of the information now of them being together. But this particular female, let's get her name. Her name is Paige Garnett of Bozeman, Montana. She is a pharmacy technician who moonlights as a IG model, who wants to grow an IG model, who wants to become a more prominent IG model, because, you know, all you have to do now is to be light skinned or be white with a big butt and you're gonna grow. We all know this, all right? And of course, I'm pretty sure she's getting a lot of DMs from brothers because she doesn't get that type of attention in her home state. You know, brothers like them a thick white girl, and CJ Anderson was no different. Okay. And the thing is that looking at this particular situation, okay, I really believe that at that time, I think CJ Anderson was at a low point. Like, this was in September. He was in between teams. He's out flirting with chicks. He offered to fly her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was looking at the messages. She was willing to do it. I think she changed her mind because CJ Anderson was critical about her weight. And according to her, she felt ashamed and things of that nature. If CJ Anderson still wanted to fly her out, she would have flown out. But I think he stopped talking to her. Because I think he probably felt like he was wasting his time. And it happens when you are a guy and you're trying to holler at a chick and she's acting fickle. If you can feel that she's acting fickle, she ain't really, she doesn't really get down a certain type of way, you move on. But this chick couldn't move on. She has to go to the Daily Mail and do interviews and post all these messages making herself look bad, because this don't make him look bad. This makes her look bad, because if you look at the messages, she seemed desperate. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe a guy like you would want to message me. She sounds desperate and thirsty. Not him. The messages to me was funny because he was being critical of her weight. He was asking her to send her picture after picture after picture. And she did it. Whatever he asked her to basically do in that situation, she did it. And I think that's why she's in her feelings now, because she realized she did all of that and nothing materialized. Nothing materialized. And the thing is this. You're DMing a guy, or you're in the DM speaking to a guy who was allegedly with another woman, right? Why didn't you bring that up to him? I'm pretty sure you viewed his page. You saw him with this girl, whether they was together or not. You saw her on his page. if she was there. Now this, I want y'all to understand, this conversation was way back last year, so a lot could have changed on his page. He could have deleted photos. We don't know. If you had an inkling that he was in a relationship, and from the messages I saw, I don't even think she asked him whether he was in a relationship or not. She was just so happy that this guy messaged her. I'm telling y'all, these females go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs when they get inboxed by one of these athletes. One of these athletes or rappers hit these chicks up, especially chicks with low self-esteem like she has. She's in a hometown full of men who don't want to date her. That's a lot of low self-esteem, okay? And I think that is why she went to the Daily Mail. Looking at these messages, man, this guy is basically, he's giving her pointers on how to better herself. He's saying that she's doable. He don't date, fat chicks, which is his right. He's entitled to date who he wants to date. And that gets you upset to the point you go and embarrass yourself. Now, maybe her social media following will grow after this, but nobody's really talking about this story. Nobody's doing videos about it. I haven't seen none of these sports blogs or channels speak on this. So obviously this has been deemed irrelevant because he's unfazed by it. The girl he's with is unfazed by it because this was months ago. All they were doing was talking in DM. She's acting like he really flew her out. He didn't. In these messages, he basically was roasting you without roasting you. You were sending him picture after picture after picture trying to appease him, and he still wasn't impressed. And that's why she said that she didn't want to fly out to meet him, because she felt like her self-esteem was already getting lower and lower and lower. I don't care how these women look on social media, try to portray themselves. These particular females have very low self-esteem. All it takes is you to be a well-known person for them to want to bust it open. And we all know this. Okay, this is why you got guys on social media with 5, 6 kids being able to still get another baby mama. It's because, women find value in men who can get a lot of other women's attention. But why would you hold this story off? Now, I would say this though, the Daily Mail has probably had this story for months. They probably waited and waited and waited, and now it's Super Bowl time and they want to publish this. So I can understand it makes business sense, but this story didn't go viral. No one cares about it. I forgot about it. I was actually going to do a video about it, and I said, man, fuck this. What's the point? I'll wait to do it. Maybe if I don't have anything to post about, I'll post about it. Because I find it funny. I'm looking at the messages, and she really believes she's exposing this guy. No, you expose how insecure you are. Okay? He didn't get exposed. This dude went and played in the Super Bowl. He's moving forward with his girl, and it ain't you. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Go subscribe to Jaye the Black live streams too. The link will be in the description box like always.